Ja.
Jo.
Sehr gut. Okay, wir sind jetzt live und gleich geht's dann los. Warte. Im Moment haben wir noch 0 Zuschauer. Aber gut, jetzt legen wir los. 1, 2, 3. Hello, you two. How are you doing?
Hey, Sebastian. Nice to meet you. How are you?
I'm good, I'm good. Today we have a special guest with us, Jessica.
Well, hi everyone.
Hey,
It's very nice to be
Jessica.
here. Thank you for the invite, guys.
Hey, Jessica. Nice to meet you. Yeah, thanks for the attention. Thanks.
Yeah, I'm just here as the voice of a beginner and trying to learn trading and the ins and outs of the finance world. So I'm just here to ask a few questions to Sebastian and Timur while they are commentating.
Yes, very good. Sounds great. Good.
Great. Then
So,
let's take a look at the markets. Today we're talking about Brexit or Breturn. Timur.
yeah, what we think about it. I think you get the information that Theresa May tries to convince the parliament, yeah, not about the plan B, it's return to plan A, yeah, to convince the parliament about the, yes, existing plan with the European Union. And I think there is, of course, a calculation of Theresa May to pressure the members of the parliament, because the deadline is getting nearer, because end of March, England has to have a deal or a no deal. So by the end, we will see, would it become a chaos or not? And till there, I guess that also the movements in the FTSE and in the British currencies versus dollars or versus euro, we will see a very high volatility, not on the technical level, but more than on the emotional fundamental level.
So let me also in a moment open the British pound here. So
Yeah, let's see.
big move today also.
Oh, wow.
No, that was a really big move.
Here I'm opening it also for all of the viewers. So you can see here this is quite a strong move towards strengthening the pound. So we are looking at a daily chart. So each candle here represents the price development of one day. And Jessica, like we say, you're representing all the beginners out there. So there's no stupid question, or no question is too stupid to be asked.
That's always good to know.
So yeah.
I mean, I'm aware of this, but maybe you could also explain what a candlestick is.
Well, so let's say here we switch onto now a 5-minute candlestick chart, and instead of looking at the price as a line that moves up and down, we have here candles, and the candle basically shows you where the price started during a certain period and where it ended. And here, as you can see, it moved live. Maybe it makes it clearer. So it's green, which means the price is going up at the moment. So the euro is becoming stronger against the pound right now. And so maybe some politician somewhere is saying something ridiculous, and then this moves immediately, as you can see. And in the last 5 minutes, in the last candle, the price started down here and moved up here. And in between, it had also been once up here and once down here. So you can see like how while it's moving now, it's creating these kind of like what we call the wicks. So at the moment, this candle is what we call a doji. So it's moving neither up nor down. That's exactly where it was 5 minutes ago right now. But now see, like for a tiny moment it moved down. And this is now where you have the lowest point indicated through this wick.
Yeah, super
and
interesting.
changes the
Thank
color
you.
instantly. So yeah, it's quite cool to see the momentum of a candle. I mean, when we look at a stock, like let's look at some British stock also. I've been watching ASOS and trading ASOS recently. So yeah, let's take a look here.
That one I can relate to.
Yeah, so shopping. Let's also take a look first here at the daily chart. So this, you remember, a couple of shows ago, we discussed how ASOS had been dropping down immensely, like had been up at 80 pounds and went down to almost 20, and now we are back at 28. What you can call a nice almost 50% return from 20 to 30 would be 50%. It didn't go all the way down to 20, but I mean, this is when you can make money, even when a company is not doing well. The market sometimes overreacts, and then you can do this, like I have done in the case of ASOS. And this is during all of this shit show that we have in Brexit, the trade war between China and the US. Still, like this was massively oversold, so it was an interesting position to take. Was my plus. I wanted to bet a bit onto the pound because I expected that that this would happen. What has happened? We are moving towards a Breturn, at least for a short period of time.
So HBO has just released a movie with Benedict Cumberbatch named Brexit.
Yeah. We can take a look at that.
You want to show the trailer?
Yeah, let's take a look at the official trailer of this fantastic movie.
Not everyone knows how.
Okay.
We're about to ask the biggest question in a generation. In or out? And we need a leader.
I'm not sure if people can hear the sound.
Yes, they can.
They can hear the sound?
Well, now they hear primarily you, so.
People are feeling angry or ignored. Is it immigration? Be honest. Is it race? Which countries don't we like?
New people come in, we get squeezed out.
We want to return to a time when we knew our place, when things made sense. Fiction will
Okay.
How to change the course of history. We have to hack the political system. I'm talking about altering the matrix of politics.
Social media platforms are designed to find like-minded people. Our software locate and target people that no campaign has ever targeted before. People who don't have never voted. 3 million extra votes.
Yeah, so fantastic movie to check out. I can highly recommend it. I've watched it myself, and I find the atmosphere incredible, how they convey it, and also it's certainly something that not everyone is aware of, like what has happened in the background, and with American billionaires funding basically the data companies, and those data companies, bringing the politicians into beneficial situations.
Okay, so you strongly recommend this movie, huh?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
And very very near to the reality, or is a little bit more?
No,
okay.
This is I think pretty close to the reality. But of course, I haven't been involved myself in the Brexit, so.
As far as we know.
As far as we know.
I think in the next 8 weeks we know more about if that's chaos or no deal, or if there will be a deal. But from the movement in the currencies, euro versus British pound, we see a little hope.
I've shown it the other way around now. So pound versus euros for all all the British people that now only want to look at from the British perspective.
There's a little hope.
Yes.
There's a little hope about a soft exit, but let's see. Let's see. But this is a typical example of the market movement, not only on the technical basis. It's just only this hopes, emotions, and that's all. And you cannot calculate that with numbers. So it's at this time it's more for the gamblers, to invest in the British pound.
Yeah, maybe then let's avoid the word invest. But
to bet. Okay, to bet on.
I still find it an interesting bet, but maybe you want to put me into that category of gambler. I think this is a fantastic opportunity, but because even if they do really a full Brexit, I mean the only scenario where the Brits really lose, I think, is where they just remain stuck forever between either reality. But okay, let's take a look at Davos.
Davos,
Without a U.S. delegation present.
But a big German delegation, I heard. And I can only assume that Theresa May has to go there to have any allies. But okay, maybe I'm making too much fun of the Brexit now.
But you know why the U.S. Delegates are not there, yeah, at Davos?
I haven't followed it closely. The
Because
government
of the
shutdown.
shutdown.
They can't get a
because of
plane
the
ticket or
Yes.
yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Because
there's
of the
no
shutdown.
government airplanes that are available.
Oh, that's just fantastic. I love it.
Like, I read this petty story about Trump where he denied Nancy Pelosi boarding 1 hour before she was set to take off on a government airplane.
Lovely.
That's absolutely ridiculous, really ridiculous. But it's okay, the most powerful economy in the world cannot attend to Davos because of no money.
That's fantastic. What else? What is driving Davos these days? What are the headlines?
Yes, the headlines are in general they see very dark clouds regarding the conflict, regarding the trade war between China and America. They see dark clouds because of once again about the Italian problem in the European Union, afraid about the new bankruptcy, I would say, comparing to Greece or Cyprus. And these are the main topics in Davos, which where people or the most people of economy are asking how it will go on in the future with the world economy.
I understand.
So there are
lots of question marks being thrown up, basically.
A lot of question, and they are very, very pessimistic regarding the forecast about the global economy.
Yeah, the World Bank had also lowered the outlook. So all in all, not very positive for stock markets. But some people are also saying there's now a lot of doom and gloom that has partly been priced in, and that maybe the surprise can happen rather to the other direction. But in a way, it has also already happened. So if we look at the DAX, it has moved from 10,300 at the end of last year to 11,000. That is, for example, a little recovery right there. Or if we stay with the Brits, where is the FTSE? Here, the FTSE also recovered from 7,600 in December to 19,400. I mean, all of these are nice moves.
Yeah, that's a great recovery.
Yeah. I mean, a great recovery is maybe if it went all the way up to 24,000, but
for this amount of time.
Yeah. Yeah. So far the trading year has been very friendly to the bulls.
Yes. At this time, yes.
Yeah, it might not feel like it if you look at the news, but if you're just looking at the numbers, things have been recovering.
That's something I'm learning more and more, that what you hear in the news and what is actually happening is not always the same.
Yeah, there's usually a delay, like the news, like some topics or themes that they can repeat, that they can press people into, and the market has a very, very short memory.
That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see for the future. But on the other side, it could be also a seasonal aspect because it's beginning of the year. Everyone wants to allocate their money into the shares, wants to invest for the next 10 or 12 months, I would say, in their funds. So I think the real movement for the next, I would say the signs for the real movement, this will be shown, I think, by the end of the January because of the Brexit situation, because of the trade wars of China and USA, because of the Italian issue. Then we have got in the next couple of months the elections, the super election year in the European Union, and a lot of things will be changed and will affect it, of course, the exchanges at all. Let's see.
Yeah. Here another example. This is the Nasdaq. So the Nasdaq 100. quite a more than 10% recovery since since Christmas, basically.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay, I think with that in mind, we say see you next time, and we keep an eye open for how this develops over the course of the next months. I remember February has always been quite a dramatic month. Like if you look here, 2018 February was very dramatic, and in 2016, if you look here, this was super dramatic.
Oh wow!
I remember because after buying my apartment in 2014, I decided to do a big comeback investment into the stock market in January 2016, and then that's why I can tell you also how everything recovered and why it recovered. It was very correlated with the oil price back then. So 2016 February we had an oil price of $30.
Wow.
So
Okay.
if we look at oil, I just go to let's see here, oil and gas. I think gas developed in the same way back then, but I don't know if the history is that long. No, I need like the NYMEX or something. So let's see, or crude oil here. Let's take a look at this one here. Do you see 2016? This is now the oil price, and 2016 February, it was really like a very, very low.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
So it was $30 per barrel, and the Russians and the Saudis needed to be at 80 to be sustainable. And then that's why for me then the Syria war wasn't like that surprising, because they needed to reduce the supply. But that's of course a whole other story and conspiracy kind of. But I think that when the oil price is very low, you have to watch what the oil countries are doing, especially Saudi Arabia and Russia. And since we know how involved these countries are these days in these types of activities, it can be also guiding for the markets.
Okay. And
But
do you
okay,
expect for the first week in February also correction, or?
No, it's just because it's February doesn't mean
Okay.
it should happen all the time. I mean, this was 2016, then nothing in 2017, and then 2018. It's but there is something to it that I know a number of hedge funds that have told me, for example, that they make 90% of their trades January to March. And then the rest of the year they almost spend on research and preparation for the next year.
Yes, okay.
So the main activity season for many funds is January to March.
Yes, that's what I'm guessing, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that is definitely interesting times now, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Generally, like if you look at some of the stocks that are also in the Tradimo portfolio, I mean, not all of these are, but these are stocks that I have on my watch list and partly in my portfolio. It looks like a mixed amongst that, but I can say that most of the ones that are red are just on my watch list and not in my portfolio, and the green one is mostly my portfolio. That is funny. Okay, interesting.
Okay.
Great. Maybe just one last question to each of you. Do you have a favorite company that you would invest in if you were already investing? Pointing at Jessica. And that you have been a regular investor in, Timur?
Yes.
Okay, Timur, you first.
Can you see this? It's
Apple, yeah? You're an Apple investor?
Yes.
Wow, so no Christmas for you. This was like, oh, it's gonna be a great Christmas. Oh, it's gonna be a great Christmas. No
It's the best opportunity.
Christmas.
Right.
Yeah, it was. But still, like, if you look at it from the perspective of your children, let's say like their Christmas is dependent on your stock return, then we started 2018 here, and basically had what is this 50% increase until October, and then in the last quarter so much of a decrease that it went into a loss for the year.
The best time to invest, really.
Yeah, I mean, Warren is happy. Warren Buffett.
Warren Buffett, of course, yeah, he's happy.
But
I think there's also a little bit
90,
potential.
and he was just looking for more prices to buy at.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jessica?
Well,
sorry, wait, Timur, you were
no. I wanted to ask Jessica. What about Jessica?
Yeah, I just remember Sebastian telling me a little short while ago about a company that develops the ECG technology for Apple Watches. And I did forget the name, but I've been wanting to check up on them and see how they're doing at the moment.
In the list that I showed you earlier. It's biotelemetry, and here you can see they are like kind of also where I bought them, like in this upper area here. They had a bit of a drawdown also during this crisis time, but all in all, I mean, they had a crazy 2018 from 30 to 70. Okay,
Wow.
and then in December they went down to 50, but this is a growth company. I mean, that's why they are in my pension account. I mean, it's not a classical pension account thing, and this is not a financial advice, but since I have a very long horizon and also some willingness to not have just your typical pension account with Coca-Cola, McDonald's, and Allianz, I would rather have a pension account that has the potential to also have some companies in there that go up times 10 or something. Because I have I don't really plan to retire, but let's say I can't work anymore in 40 years, then or not as much, then it would be nice to have a very comfortable result and not just a very, 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 very safe result. Because if you only go for safety, then you're also not. I mean, okay, there you can also have a great result going for safety. I mean, lots of people do, but it's all a question of what you want to achieve at the end. So if I just go here into our calculator on learn.tradimo.com. So let's say you don't have a pension account at all, pointing at Jessica.
I'm 21, what can I say?
Okay. You're 21,
Nothing
which means you have a very long horizon, yeah? So 50 years until you're 71. That's basically a half time, considering how our governments are developing.
They'll probably look exactly the same.
Yeah. So, yeah, of course. And then you can consider your monthly savings. So let's say you have a good career, and on average you will be able to put in, let's say, $600 a month into your pension account. Then you would retire with $17 million.
Wow.
At a 12% return per year. Now, let's say somebody that goes for maximum safety will have maybe a 4% return. You will be a 1.1-fold millionaire. It's every percent makes here a difference of more than 500,000. And and once you go, if you want to be more than 10-fold millionaire, you need to basically here aim for 11%. Now, some reference values. The average return of the stock market has been around 7%. So this, if you just invest in ETFs and buy indices, and you don't completely ruin it by buying in 1999, 2007, and so on, like always before the crisis, make your investments. But if you just invest every month, then this would be your average return, your average result. And of course, towards the end of your life, you would move it more towards the safety and make maybe less return in the last years. But on average, 7% is something if you don't invest any time. And if you are a member of Tradimo and you do like a little bit more than just buying ETFs, then your goal has to be to make more than 7%. Otherwise, it's not worth your time, basically. So then that, let's say, even if all you're studying across your whole life at Tradimo brings you 1% more on average, you see that this makes a difference of more than $1 million at the end of your life.
Wow.
So from 2.9 to 4.1, that's the difference of 1%. That maybe the knowledge of participating in these calls and then joining in your learning journey on the site can create, following the trades that we are thinking about and so on. And of course, if you then some more reference values, the average return of our trading experts in our team over the last 6 years has been 30% per year. So with that, it's crazy in 50 years if you had that really on average every year. But this is a top result. This is really a top result. And it's not scalable anymore at these amounts that we are talking about here. But this is, you're not just a 950-fold millionaire, you're 11-fold billionaire.
Wow.
This is with $600 per month in savings. So it's the power of starting early and having something that is a better return than the standard return. But it's tough to get there. So the best hedge fund in the world, Renaissance, also the main funder of the Brexit, as you learn in the Brexit movie, and also the main supporter of Donald Trump, the CEO, Mercer is his name, of Renaissance. He stepped down now because of the criticism that he got for funding. He gave Breitbart $10 million.
Wow.
So if you think about like where all of the populist movements are coming from, it's him. And basically he has a hedge fund, so he can bet on these things. So he knows, and he co-founded Cambridge Analytica, the company that
was involved with the huge scandal.
That had the huge scandal that basically destroyed half of the Facebook valuation. I mean, and this guy, he knows all of this, and he can trade it with his hedge fund, and he can say that his algo discovered it or whatever. But
that's not a conflict of interest.
Yeah, I mean, go tell somebody. Go tell somebody that has the power, but not that many people that dare. But their return over the last over 20 years, the average return per year for them has been 39%.
Wow.
That is the best result in the world. They have traded their hedge fund to $25 billion over this period of 20 years. So if you look at that, then their monthly in payments have been a bit higher than what they got from their investors. But yeah, I mean, here this calculator ends at this, but they basically got here $25 billion, the end result. So they had a bit more investor money, but considering that they are getting a percentage of all the money that they make, that's now why this guy can do all of these things and influence the world that much. So yeah, money can mean power, and knowledge makes a big difference because every percent makes a huge difference.
Absolutely.
Interesting,
So
yeah.
Go study.
Yeah. Go study over Tradimo, huh?
Yeah, that's what I can recommend here.
Yes.
Okay. And maybe we can do a session on retirement planning one day.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, sounds good. Then, speak to you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you all for
Thank you for
watching.
having me.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Have a
you,
nice
guys.
day. Bye.